Everybody, welcome back to Prismere. Who would like inspiration for last week's absolutely bonkers session?
uh, Arlen uh, has ascended to royalty. Uh, we started out in Soggy Bottom. Um, the revolutionaries, well, the usurpers, had left to make their ploy to murder King Gullip the 19th. After a little bit of discussion, we rushed after them, got there, and there was a lot of discussion. Um, uh, how Illip, not Illip, it starts with an I.
Illig.
Illig
Baron Illig.
had not succeeded, um, and we kind of stepped in and uh, made some very convincing arguments that they should just hand the crown over to Arlen of all people. Um, and they reluctantly did, thinking that we'd probably just die whenever we went to go talk to uh, um, um, Bavlorna. Uh, and we got the crown, went to the hut, searched around a little bit, heard some voices behind the door, barged in, and Bavlorna was there with some creepy tall lady. And after a short conversation, a hand axe was thrown, and a fight ensued, uh, where we defeated uh, the Hag of Hither. We're in Hither, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Um, and re- we haven't returned back to the Bullywugs yet, but we did some searching through Bavlorna's hut, where we found a red cap named Bloody Toes, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, who we freed from his not being allowed to murder things curse. And when we asked him to please not murder anyways, he was like, "No, I can't do that." So we did have to kill him. Um, it was just,
Chose to.
my first execution as king. I sentenced, uh, continued exploring, found a golden toad frog with a black void in its mouth. Against better judgment, an arm was stuck in the black void. That would have been very cruel if Ted had put a sphere of annihilation or something. Um, but inside, instead, our fairy friend found their wings, um, and promptly started flying around. Arlen was not lucky. In true uh, teen boy fashion, made it about himself and stuck his hand in the frog's mouth and found nothing. But we're very happy for Court in getting their flight back. and we still have some more hut to explore. Oh, we also found the head for the guy that needed his head back.
Leopard Claw.
Yeah.
That was a couple sessions. His name, I mean, was a couple sessions ago.
Yeah. And yeah, we are still in this little attic room. I don't think we're in the attic, but yeah. This like closet off of what I presume is Bavlona's bedroom.
Correct. The only thing that I would you all keep calling it Soggy Bottom. It's just the Soggy Court. Just
It is. Boys,
I'm
they're the
just
soggy bottom boys. Like,
I just okay. Just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
I wasn't
So
on that page,
that's
but
all.
okay. Okay, never mind then.
Sorry, I think this might be my fault.
Soggy Bottom Boys was just such a good name that like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
enveloped everything and nothing existed elsewise.
So yes, you are still in the sort of cluttered storage room off the uh, presumed master bedroom of this little cottage. The the ceiling still glows with light from where Court was lifted up by Banner to touch the ceiling. There are a number of items still. I mean, not. There are a number of objects still scattered throughout here: crates and pillows and dressers and all kinds of stuff. Um, where to? What's the plan?
Hemlock would like to do like a more thorough investigation of this space and ensure that like everything here is anything of interest or value is retrieved, including our good scarecrow friend's head.
The scarecrow friend's head is easily removed from the wall where it is mounted just on a large iron nail. Not iron. It's a hag's place, Ted. On a large nail. There is there are a few things that sort of stand out. Most of the crawling through all of the crates and the dressers and such reveals mostly dirty and moth-eaten clothing, some of which has very clearly had little critters nesting in it. There are a number of crates of what look like pelts and other bits of animal, although these, unlike some of the crates, or unlike some of these objects you've run into before, these are actually like tanned and not disgusting. There are a couple of um, crates full of broken pieces of pottery and sort of ruined picture frames, things that clearly at one point were well made and very fine, but like most things you see in this cottage have sort of, I mean, fallen into disrepair is a very nice way of putting it. Gone to hell is really what they um is probably a better way to describe it. There are a couple things that stand out as not destroyed, other than this massive frog statue made entirely of bronze, which has developed a sort of. Oh, wait, actually, might have a handout for this. Which has developed a definite verdigris onto it. Uh, The two things that otherwise stand out, there is a wooden mannequin against the northern wall upon which rests a very jeweled helm. all kinds of little opals, and the top is made of some sort of reddish pinkish material. It is very strangely crafted, but it is well made, and um, it is still shiny and clean. There is also on one of the tables by the door a porcelain jar of varnished white clay with uh, legs that have been painted and attached to it that look sort of like chicken legs. The the lid of the jar is made to look somewhat like thatch. This essentially looks like a little hut on legs, but sculpted as a jar.
Gonna poke it with my wand, and then cast detect magic, just around.
The helm resting on the mannequin is magical. Surprisingly enough, Clapperclaw's head is not. It is just, in fact, an ordinary, mundane stag skull. The bronze frog from which Court withdrew the crossbow is magical. I believe that would be conjuration. And obviously, the crossbow itself is also magical.
Hmm.
The jar next to you itself is not, but there does appear to be something inside that has illusory magic. It is not thick enough to block your detection.
He'll lift the lid and look inside.
Inside the jar, which is just painted the same sort of yellow as the lid, are two pieces of a wishbone that have the wishbone has been broken in two.
His brow creases and he retrieves them to examine them.
They are. You have seen much of Bavlorna's sort of taxidermy handiwork. This is clearly not her work. These bones are properly cleaned. They are preserved is the word I'm looking for. They are in better shape than any of the things you've um, seen her do. There are no markings on them or anything like that. It appears to just be the wishbone of a fairly large sized tree.
Sorry. It's Lego time, apparently.
Yep.
um, I'm going to take this. I'm worried that the teapot might get broken in transit, so I will just take the wishbones, and also retrieve the helm.
Just quick, it is just a jar. It's not really a teapot.
Oh, okay. I don't know
You
why it translated.
As you pull this helm off the wooden mannequin on which it rests, you are startled when the arms of the mannequin come to life, yank the helm out of your hands, put it back on, and immediately go silent again.
Put my hands up and just, my apologies. What sort of, I don't suppose I got a, did I get a read on the aura of this helmet, or does that not?
It is divination.
Hmm. Banner,
Yes?
I don't mean to ask this in any sort of insensitive way, but do you think that it would be terribly offensive if I were to, if either of us, probably you, were to take the helm off of this construction?
I don't see why that would be offensive. It is but a mannequin. Let me grab it. And I'll go over and grab the hat.
Ooh.
That is the bronze frog.
Oh, very cool.
I love these handouts, and sometimes I forget to.
I feel you. Like, we were halfway through a Demi-Lich fight yesterday before I remembered to share the art of it, which was so good.
Yeah, as I am attempting to grab this helmet, now having seen a picture of the frog, I turn to the frog. I like your patina.
You the frog unsurprisingly says nothing. You remove the helm from the mannequin, and once again the arms of this mannequin come to life and try to remove the helm from your hands. Given that you have seen this and are not surprised as
Mm.
poor Hemlock was, you are able to hold on to it, and you are both sort of just hands on this helm for a moment.
If I were you, I would let go of the helmet, friend.
The mannequin says nothing.
Banner will try and knock an arm off of the helmet.
Okay. I'm just going. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right.
That will hit.
I'm not really trying to damage it. I'm just trying to knock it off.
You do successfully remove this thing's hands from the helm. The mannequin sort of hops around on its sort of post leg and is reaching for the helm.
Oh, well, now I feel.
So-
I feel.
Hold on, I gotta go to the layer. Token layer. Good.
If I can, right,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna like chuck the helmet behind me, right, and I'm basically gonna try and grapple this thing and just hold it in place. If for no other reason, then I don't think I can take it. Him hopping around.
Go ahead and make an athletics check. Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
You have this grappled.
I would be pretty impressed if the mannequin could outmaneuver that 29.
Nope, not a chance. Let's go ahead and roll into initiative. Just so even labeled wooden mannequin.
That kicks ass. Ted.
Yeah.
When we level up, what should we do with slots and stuff?
Full refresh. Same way you do it.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Tyler, that is the second time that you have rolled a nat 20 on the reroll to get on the thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I feel so bad.
That's okay. I am not in a rush to go first. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, because, like, I don't think this thing has a mind for me to beguile or psychically damage.
So, Court, you are up. You hear a certain amount of scrambling from the room from which you just came.
Yeah, I put Court out there because I'm still flying around, I presumed. And let me um, going to fly in here and see what the heck is going on. Um, I'd be like, and try to assess the situation. Um, and that is my turn.
You see the wooden dress dummy with its one leg, like one post and arms. Banner has grabbed it by the shoulders, and it is reaching now towards wherever. Did you toss the helm to Hemlock or to
I
Arlen?
literally just threw it on the floor behind me.
It is reaching down, trying to get a hold of this helm. Hemlock.
I'm gonna like take a step forward and grab the helm, and then cast a couple Eldritch Blasts at it.
Uh, the 26 will definitely hit. The 14 will not.
Okay. I just remembered I gotta add my +4. There we go. Did that do it? It did. Yay!
Okay. Anything else?
Sorry, stepping back.
Arlen?
Do. Um, Arlen got distracted by a fancy spell that he saw on D&D Beyond. um, I like. I know that uh, Arlen is just looking at this mannequin and is like, "What am I supposed to do with this thing?" Um, he is going to pull out his little candle and whisper into it, and then a tall, lanky, ghostly form comes out, and it looks very like intimidating and imposing. And then it pulls out a violin and just starts like playing it very beautifully. And I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern and try to. Oh, this is charm. This thing's probably immune to charm. Oh well, Arlen will find that out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is immune to charm, and so the violin music wraps around this mannequin, who turns to look at the sound for just a moment, and then continues to reach for the helm. Uh, Realizing that it is in no way, shape, or form going to be able to break out of your grasp. Well, no, it will actually try to break out of your grasp first. So, athletics check from you,
Oh, yeah.
Banner. Yeah, it is unsuccessful in attempting to break out of your grasp, but it is clearly trying to break away from you so that it continue its reach. It tries to move, however, you have it grappled and are holding it in place.
All right. That's the damage it takes for being grappled. I don't think there's an option for me not to do that damage. I will
Any
just.
part of your any part of that sort of thing is optional. You can always
Oh
choose
well,
not
great.
to.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to damage it. At least not yet. I'll just say, listen. I don't know what is going on. Are you able to communicate with us? Jump once for yes and twice for no. And that's my turn.
It does not. There is no change in its
Mhm.
pattern of behavior. Court.
Gonna take a look at this thing in my hand and go, choo!
Unfortunately, that will miss the
What do you want?
the weight of this crossbow is still a little takes getting used to.
Choo!
Okay. Normally you have to do that before, but you haven't moved, so that's fine. That will hit.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That will hit. The 19 will definitely hit. Okay, it is. I don't know how you would describe a mannequin as bloodied, but there is a large chunk from the pole that is holding this torso up, and a good section of the bottom of the mannequin that is missing, and it is sort of wobbly on its post. Anything else? Come on.
Okay. Just more of the same.
Those will both hit.
Oh. Yep. That's it.
And it is blasted into tiny pieces with a last sort of feeble, wavering reach. It reaches for the helm and then goes still.
I do sort of feel bad about that, but I seemed as if it were merely animated.
Yes, it did not seem to want to engage with us at all. Just wanted the hat, but it did not seem to either know why or be willing to communicate why. So, it is no more.
Arlen,
Yeah.
he sort of awkwardly extends his hand with the helm in it to you.
Thanks, but I don't see any ear holes on this thing.
Well, I just, I perhaps it might be worth taking a look at later, and I can maybe tell you what it is, and if necessary, we can try to make some adjustments. Perhaps it would be something that would be ideal for you. It indicated that it is divine in some a divination tool of some kind. Perhaps it might be something that you will find interest in.
Oh, okay, neat. Arlen puts it on, kind of folding his ears down so they're kind of sticking out of the bottom, like dog ears.
Do you perhaps feel any immediate attachment to the helmet? Like you would want to fight people that would try and take it away from you?
You do not.
I mean, not magically enforced.
Oh, well. And Banner puts both his hands up, showing his palms. Well, your Majesty, obviously, if you would like to keep the helmet's all yours, of course.
I'm kidding. We'll see what it does, and we'll go from there. I mean, I can't just walk around with a crown all the time, that'll put a target on us.
Sideways look at Banner, but
Arlen does place the crown on top of the helm.
These sort of wilting lilies rest awkwardly on top of your.
So long as we make sure our good friend, the Scarecrow, gets his head back, he seemed rather bothered by that, then we can return to the lower floor? Perhaps there is more down there that had not yet been seen.
As you walk out of the room, um, I guess Arlen, you would easily notice it. The Amongst the piles of stuff on the ground, there are some potted plants in this room, all of which are exceedingly dead looking. They have no leaves on them, and their branches are they have been pruned down uh, extensively. But as you're coming out of the room and sort of paying more attention to what would be in the bedroom, you realize that they are sort of reaching feebly, not too dissimilarly from how the mannequin was, excuse me, reaching for the helm, but they're not really reaching for anything in specific. But the plants are moving.
Wait, did you say Arlen noticed that?
Yeah, I was just saying that you definitely have the highest passive perception to
Gotcha,
notice it
gotcha.
first.
Uh, are we worried about these little tree guys? Because they are not just still like a tree guy should be.
Uh, can I take a look at them? Maybe make a nature check or something?
Yep. Yep. Nature check will be fine. Anyone
Okay.
would like to.
Not that I'm skilled in
Um,
it or anything, but
Nothing immediately comes to mind. Oh, I mean, awakened plants certainly could be a thing. The immediate the immediately obvious thing is all of these are in little pots, and all of those pots are tipped over. These plants look like they are just dehydrated like as is possible to be.
uh, well, for being in a bog, these things look like they haven't been touched by water in some time. Perhaps we should. We might be able to do something for them, but otherwise, we should just leave them be. I think. Court, do you have
Maybe.
any strong feelings?
Um, I will I will spin around and do some jazz hands and cause a little rain cloud to fall over them.
You I will assume that these get stood up before.
That's all
Banner goes
Court
running
is
around.
doing.
Right.
Okay.
Banner
No.
goes running around as the rain starts falling and sets these things upright.
Court is not saying much. He's just darting around happily and just has a big goofy grin on his face.
The plants seem to sort of relax if as there we go. As the sort of yes as the water rush sort of rains on them. That's a weird way to put that, Ted. But as it sort of rains on these plants, you see them sort of their arms just sort of go limp at their sides as they sort of put the would be a little face, I guess. Um, Basically, imagine like Baby Groot in his pot,
Mhm.
sort of just letting the rain hit them. And when the soil has sort of absorbed enough of it, and they seem uh, they seem to sort of settle and wiggle their way a little bit down into their pots. One of them, uh, a pair of tiny, tiny little arms, in addition to the ones that were already out and sort of reaching, uh, pull up out of the soil that it is potted in and hold out for you a tiny, like 4-inch key.
Goodness. Court,
It
would you like to
was
hold this?
Uh, sure. I'll gently take it.
It once you take the key, its little arms go back down to its side and wiggle back down into the soil, and it sort of sighs happily.
Hmm.
Did anyone discover any locked boxes in here?
There's that chest in the corner that we haven't really checked out.
Use a mage hand to try to open it from here.
It would appear to be locked. It is a wooden chest banded with dark steel. There are little tiny feet that hold it up off the ground a little bit. The the paint and wood of the lid has been carved somewhat amateurishly with the letters B and B.
Is my is my roguish attribute, is that dexterity for thieves' tools?
Correct.
You also did just get a key.
Oh. um. Well,
I like this better though.
that occurs to court secondarily.
You settle in front of this chest with your thieves' tools, and you're working at it for
I settle nowhere. I am hovering eternally.
you are hovering with your thieves' tools, working for about a minute, and right as you realize, wait, I just got a key, you hear the click of the tumblers as this lock is successfully opened. The
I take the lock off the chest and then close it and then see if the key works.
the lock is built into the chest. This
Oh
is
shit.
this is
Um,
a solid piece, but you basically relatch it, try the key, and the key does
okay.
successfully lock and then unlock this chest.
Okay. Cool. Have at
Uh,
it.
the the lid opened reveals a three things. Excuse me, four things inside. There is a 12-inch tall marionette doll, uh, dressed to look. So there are two faces to this marionette, one on each side of the head, and its clothing is likewise split. One face, um, one side presents an elvish figure, pointed ears, um, sort of the sharp angular features, court that you are actually exceedingly familiar with. One side of this doll is Gleam. The other side of the doll is Gleam's sister, Glister. The familiar sun and moon face masks are carved into these dolls. This sort of strange marionette. The second item is is another thing you recognize. It is a ticket with 8 unpunched marks for rides or games at the Witchlight Carnival. And there's a signature scrawled across the ticket that you have not seen before. But
You know,
you have the name is old. You know you've definitely heard it a few times, and that is who has signed this somewhat old Witchlight Carnival ticket. There are also a trio of uh, parchment scrolls tied together by the string of a lute. And the last thing is a small locket with a glass front. It is in the shape of a daisy flower, and inside this locket there is a small curl of gold hair.
um, Port is no longer hovering, by the way. He has come to come back to the floor. Um, he is mouth agape, gonna gently kind of pick up and look at this doll first of all.
Is everything all right?
It, this is we who mm, he's gonna inspect the other items as well. They're who we lost Mr. Mr. Witch and Light said Glister and Gleam came here, but I haven't seen them since then, and we've lost a few more people, and he's just looking at these items, carefully studying them. Um, he quietly passes them along, like he'll pass the doll to Hemlock and the ticket to the Banner and the locket to Art for them to look at.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic again.
The only thing that shows as magical is the 3 pieces of parchment tied together with a lute string. They are spell scrolls. You actually do recognize the spell on all 3 of those scrolls, which is Identify. The doll is not magic. There is nothing magical about the ticket, and there is nothing magical about the locket.
Well, it seems that either Bevlana or a confederate had attended the carnival at some point.
Court, are you all right?
He nods. It's it's just it's just like it's a lot, but I got he smiles really big and flutters his wings. I've got my lost item back. I'm not giving up hope on anything at this point. It's just weird.
Perhaps we can hold on to these and return them to who they belong to?
He nods.
Banner, I don't suppose you have any means of... He kind of hoists the doll.
Well, we can put it in my crate. There should be plenty of room. And we'll turn to Court. Say, it is hard when one loses a friend, but never give up hope. No telling what time will reveal.
Yeah. He smiles real big.
Perhaps we should go back downstairs.
Lots more house to explore. Yeah.
Oh, Arlen,
Yeah, yeah.
um, these, and he touches the parchment. You asked earlier if there was a means of identifying objects. Well, these, or particularly the potions more specifically, um, these are capable of doing such. I could show you how if you were interested.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perhaps later, not now, but later.
Yeah. Let's check some of the other rooms. Maybe get out of this place. So we've got to get to like Gither or Yawn now, right? Like, how are we gonna do that?
Good question, but perhaps there might be something that members of the Soggy Court might be able to help us with. Once we get back
Your
down.
court, my liege.
Correct, yes.
He does a big exaggerated bow, like he flies way up and then he drops down as he bends his body.
You head down. I will move you back down to where you were. Back to where the remains of Bavlorna Blightstraw lie in the center of her little parlor, little study. The tuxedo cat continues to just sort of pace around the room. Oh, I never. Bloop. Actually, a token. Just continues to sort of pace around the room, not seeming to really realize its current situation.
We didn't check out Bavlorna's body, did we?
Did not.
It's time to do my weird autopsy bullshit.
It doesn't actually take long to realize that she doesn't have anything. She has no pockets or anything. She's wearing just
Oh, right, her
basically a
shift.
shift, which is really gross. And oh my god, that top picture, his little paws out.
He's got black beans.
He's doing the Superman.
Are you going to take the time for a full autopsy, or are you just doing like a quick search?
Quick search. I don't think
Okay.
I know
Good.
how she died. I killed her.
Good. Yeah, there's nothing on her. There's just the sort of broken and chipped pottery and teacups that she was using with the tall gray-skinned woman that she named as Charm. There is the button. Well, there's the couch. There's the button that I believe Banner has that was found in the red chair where Charm was sitting. there's nothing on Bavlorna that is of note, unless you want her really grody clothing. Maybe some
thank you.
weird mushrooms, and you know.
You said she called her Charm.
Yes, the woman that she was having tea with, she started to make a comment about, well, Charm, let me figure out what these guys want, and then a hand axe came out of nowhere and things popped off. So
Right, thank you. All right. Where did you guys go?
Back into the kitchen where Bloody Toes was. There were like 4 more doors in this room.
Mordor. Sorry.
No, that's very valid. Oh, that's the turkey.
yeah,
Well, it
the
was a turkey.
vulture who
The
by now
vulture.
would have woken up and is just sort of pecking at the body of Bloody Toes.
This door here locked?
It is not.
All right. Well, then I will hop in.
Okay, give me a chance to move the door.
Yep.
Oh.
This appears to be some sort of pantry. The walls are lined with tall wooden shelves upon which rest dozens of glass jars filled with various things in liquid, some vegetables,
Mhm.
some bits of meat. There are small toads, birds, onions, all kinds of things that could be cooked. And in one of the jars, it looks like there is a mushroom, a singular large mushroom with a face and little tiny bubbles coming out of whatever pickling liquid it's in as this mushroom appears to be speaking or something along those lines.
I will grab that jar and bring it out here and put it in the center of this table. And I believe the 3 of you all know some various magics. Do you have any explanation for this?
I'd make another rain cloud.
Well, we gotta let this little guy out. He's probably drowning. And Arlen will start making to like open the jar.
Yeah, unless Banner is going to stop you, it is easily opened.
I'm just gonna pour it out. Are you okay? Are you okay there, fella?
I know I have a handout for this. Here it is. Here we go.
I'm so freaking excited.
You pour out this mushroom. It is white stalked with a red cap spotted in
Holy
white.
Oh my
shit.
god.
And the moment that it is the water level is low, and like as you pull the lid off the jar, you can sort of hear that it is singing. Like you can hear the sound of somebody making noise underwater, and you dump this campestry, this mushroom campestry, out onto the table, and it immediately bursts into song. He is just singing about how he's having the greatest of days, and he's, I'm in a little dark room, but I'm doing great. Like it's a nonsense song, but he is singing it with the absolute gusto of somebody who is just enjoying life.
Hmm.
Hemlock like peeks in through the door. What the devil?
I mean, it's a little guy. Ah! Hello, my name is Arlen. What's your name? Hello, my name is Arlen. What's your name? Do you only speak in song?
in a somewhat nasally, "Hello, my name is Arlen. What's your name? Do you only speak
Oh
in
god.
song?"
Oh my god.
Guys, this is the best thing ever.
It's a little fucking oh my god. Well, he seems content. Cora's walking out of
Uh, well, we're gonna go on an adventure. You can come along, and I'll like try to like pick him up and put him on my shoulder.
There is no resistance. You set this little mushroom on your shoulder. There is a sort of weird feeling as it sort of not really clamps on, like not hard, but like clearly it's gripping. It's trying to
Got
stay where you
gotta
have
take
put this
root, you
little.
know.
Yeah, it's trying to stay where you have put this little thing. Um, we're going on adventure. Going on adventure. You can come along.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Hemlock. By now, the the room where you find yourself has become noticeably warmer than when it had the heart in the middle of that chest. I forget who still has the heart. I think you do. Um,
Oh shit!
No,
I
I
don't
think it's
think I do.
back. I think it's
I think
back in the chest.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put it back.
The heart
Yeah.
is in the chest where it belongs.
Yeah, that does not seem to have done anything to return whatever magic had originally kept this going. Um,
Okay.
oh, God,
His
once
his
again,
important question for going in here is, how big is the size of this heart?
about the size of an adult medium creature.
Oh, thank God.
You are familiar enough to know that this is not the heart of a child, but definitely something bigger and taller.
Okay, and then I'm gonna like quick glance around the room to
God, I
see
was
if
so
I.
tempted to change it though.
Oh God, that would have like after the mushroom thing, that would have been the whiplash of a century. Um, uh, I'm also gonna like do quick like eye measurements to gauge if any of the other things that might be in here might look like the length of Arlen's leg.
Judging from how much of Arlen's foot is ghostly, nothing in here is it would be his foot. Now, much of this it is or at least was frozen, and you know that Arlen lost his foot 8 years ago, but
Hmm.
that's a long time to freeze anything.
Sure, magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the bulk of what's in here looks. This looks like it has been butchered. And the most obvious difference is that these have some very jagged cuts, whereas Arlen's foot, the ghost portion is practically it's a very clean line. Getting alerts anyway. Um, no, this looks like a larder of some sort.
Okay, I go out of this room and I breathe.
Everything okay, Hemlock?
You seem very uncomfortable in that room, Hemlock.
I don't. I. Mm, yes. um, I thought that perhaps there might have been something worthwhile in there, but it would appear to just be a large. Uh,
All right, well, on to door number 3.
Which one is that?
I think I'm away from the keyboard right now, but I think Arlen is next to a door.
Yeah, I believe that's door number 3. I actually
Okay.
think we've been in this door already.
Uh,
The one up
You have not.
north.
You have not been through this one. You have not been through this one, or the one down the hallway on the western side. You guys came through the room, through the door to the study, and have been basically around the kitchen since then.
Right.
The one that Arlen is near, which was um, sort of propped open. Um, Now, this is where the vultures had come in, and this door is not locked, and it's one of those sort of double swinging doors. There's no latch even on it, and you push the door open and look out onto a balcony where a trio of large iron cages hang from beams extending out over the lake. And you guys are about 30, 40 feet up, and sitting in one of the cages, these look like larger versions, and certainly less ornate than the cage that you rescued Sir Talavar from. Sitting in one of these cages is a satyr. He is completely naked. He has a wilted flower in one hand that he has clearly plucked all of the petals off of and has just kind of gotten bored. And when you open the door, he looks at you all and says, "Uh, oh, what? Well, you're not the cook, so like that's good, I guess. Yeah, things are looking up for old Ansel. How you doing? How's it going? Hello there."
I'm going to cast Silent Image to wrap a towel around this guy.
He looks down at the towel and, oh, okay, that's cool, thanks. Oh, you don't really got to
Sorry,
do that.
I'm underage. So what are you doing out here?
Dude, I'm sorry. I mean, it's not really my fault. Like, I've learned to sort of lock me up in here.
No, yeah, I understand. Just don't move without telling me, cause like I've got to move the towel.
Right, you're not here to like butcher me, I hope. Like,
No.
ha,
My
I
name's
knew it.
Arlen. This
Hey,
is
I'm
my little
Vansel.
buddy. My little buddy hasn't told me his name yet. But say hi to little buddy.
Hi, little
Um,
buddy.
I'm sorry. What did you say your name was?
Oh, hey, my name's Vansel. Just,
Vansel.
yeah.
So, how'd you wind up hanging out here?
Oh, well, I was not far from here, and I decided I'd go for a swim or something. And like, well, a bunch of the bandits, they stole my clothes, and like I tried to get them back, and they like hit me head on the head pretty good. Yep. And I woke up here. I guess they gave me to Bavlorna. But I figure everything's gonna work out. It's fine.
Well, the universe has paid off. Let's see. This cage is probably locked, huh?
Yeah. But I think the cook's got the key. She might like be willing to give it to you, but like, gotta warn you, she's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, I don't think
She
that'll be a
is. Let me
problem.
rephrase that. She's very murderous. Let me be specific here.
She's not anymore. Arlen will
Yeah,
go in and get the key.
Oh, well,
you are
that's too
correct. She's
bad.
very murdered.
I said murderous, but yeah. In one of Bloody Toe's pockets, you do in fact find a large iron key that opens this lock pretty easily.
Yeah, we talked with the chef and asked them to not be murderous, and they did not comply. Um, so that's not anyone's concern anymore. Well, I mean, I don't have any spare. Well, you know what? I recently became a monarch, and there are a lot of spare clothes in the court. Uh,
Right,
if,
right. Hey, just so you know, little dude, I'm gonna move because, like, I mean,
yeah.
my legs
Actually,
have gone
it's
to
not
sleep
really
sticking
that.
through these bars.
I'll just not look. Um, if you want, you could just head on down. There should be a boat down there, and go talk to some of the bullywugs. Say, King Arlen Gullop the 20th decrees that you shall have pants.
Okay, right, right, cool. Can, I don't I don't mean to be rude, Your Majesty, but like it's kind of cold out here. Like, I mean, okay, it's not really cold, but it's really wet out here, and I've been out over this. Like, can I just go inside? I don't
Yeah,
want to squeeze
yeah, yeah,
past you. That
yeah,
seems like
yeah,
it'd be rude.
yeah.
Oh, hey, how y'all doing?
Hmm.
Arlen moves the towel inside now.
He has a satyr, right?
Yes, yeah, he's got the furry.
Okay, so
Dick's not out, but Arlen is still making a show of things.
He does immediately start. He introduces himself to all of you. Hey, everybody! I'm Vansel. I'm from here in Prismere. I'm just gonna. Y'all don't mind if I? And he immediately just starts going through the pantry. Just finds like a thing of sort of wilted produce and just starts munching down on some carrots. Yeah, they've had me in the cage for a couple days. Just I hope you don't mind.
help yourself.
Hmm.
So, what are y'all doing here? What's the plan? What you got going?
Well, we killed Bavlorna.
Whoa! No way!
Mm. He nods.
Whoa! That's heavy. It's like you killed Pavlorna and you killed Bloody Toes.
Hmm.
Well, no judgment. I mean, they were gonna eat me, so like I'm happy to not be eaten, dudes.
Heavy, are you saying there's something wrong in this realm with people's weight? Was Bevlona somehow regulating this?
He pulls a bottle of wine off one of the shelves, pops the cork out of it. It takes a whiff and then just, ugh, man, that's cheap, and just immediately downs the rest of the bottle.
I offer him a cigarette.
No, those are bad for you, dude. You know what? I think I've earned it though. Like this will work out. I survived death yet again, and he takes the cigarette from you.
Yet again, is this a normal course of existence for you, surviving that?
Well, I mean, like those bandits like clocked me on the back of the head real good, threw me in a net, brought me here.
Yes.
Thought they were gonna kill me then, and then like they were gonna
Yes,
cook
and
me.
I guess, depending on how one looks at it, every day that we wake up in the morning, well, every day you wake up in the morning, that is another day you have survived death.
Yeah, it's
Well, I think I
good.
will join you in that cigarette.
I look at Hemlock and like kind of gesture with my head to the next door,
I think we got a hall down
the
here.
next hall.
He silently nods and clops after.
Off we go. Which direction?
Yeah,
What do you-
I think you all mentioned the hall, so I will.
Muted.
I think we've looked at it already, but I'm just gonna push my head in this door. Maybe we haven't looked at it already.
Okay, you're walking through doors.
Yeah.
He's pushing his head through.
Sir?
Uh, the so the door. Okay, hold on. You gotta pull back a space
Mm.
for me. There we go. There you open the door. The door opens outward away from you, and
Mhm.
as you do that, there is a very loud thunk as the door bumps into something, and something falls and splats across the stairs. There is a flight of stairs outside that runs down the outside of this level of the cottage down to presumably the level that you all came in on, and th- what was a steady droning of a steady buzzing sound as you look down and realize that you have opened the door into a wasp nest
Mhm.
becomes a very, very loud and angry buzz.
I will slam the door shut.
We are going to go into initiative first.
You can't be too fast for these wasps, man.
No.
Wasps get surprise around.
Well, it's more that the wasp nest had already, in the process of opening the door, slammed to the ground, which is enough to piss off a swarm of wasps. Because wasps,
Golly, why do I keep doing this?
at least this time, well, I'm not gonna. Okay, there we go. I didn't want to curse you to roll another nat 20 off of that. All right, Arlen.
Oh boy.
Nope, that's the wrong sword.
Ah. I am realizing now that I have nothing that doesn't do psychic damage as far as damage types go. And that is not great. Are there any I don't know if this will work. No, that doesn't do anything. I I think I'm just gonna back away. Oh shit, wasps. Oh shit. Oh shit. Banner, good luck, and give you bardic advantage. That's it.
The wasps are going to swarm into you, Banner, and begin trying to
Mhm.
sting at you. Roll 20, fix your text thing. I believe a 20 will hit, so that will be
20 will
10
hit.
piercing damage. As
All right. With my new feat, that will be 7 piercing damage, unless it's magical.
it definitely is not.
All right.
As they swarm into you and just begin sort of stinging and poking at you.
Hmm.
Court.
Um, just checking something. Ted, what do you say?
I had to look it up. Sorry.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Darn it. That was my only plan. Hang on, give me a second. Do do do.
I will. Yes.
In that case, I'd like to upon hearing um upon hearing uh Arlen's outcry of "Oh shit, wasps," I'm gonna whirl around, conjure up my big, goofy, cartoony mage hand and try to smack the nest away or like huck it.
You are able to pull a sizable chunk of the nest. That I mean, there's the part of the nest that has fallen to the ground, which is easily picked up, and there is some of it still sort of stuck to the house, or to the cottage, and you are able to launch both of those into the lake.
Woohoo!
The last of the trail of wasps that is pouring out of the nest goes sort of flying along with the bit of nest. Anything else?
That is it.
Mock, you're up.
Good thinking. And then I'm just gonna use Mage Hand to shut the door.
You are able to close the door. The swarm is still sort of, or the portion of the swarm that has made it into the cottage already is still surrounding Banner.
Yeah. I don't know what to do about that, so I will think about it in the next round. I'm sorry, Banner, you have a round of just getting attacked by wasps.
Is that a sink or some other pool of water, and how deep is it?
It is a sink, probably about a foot and a half deep. It's like
I
a big
shove
stone
my-
basin.
I shove my
Stone
head in
basin.
there and bend at the waist and just stick as much of myself in there as I possibly can.
The wasps do peel off, not wanting to go in the water. They are sort of. I'm trying to move the wasp, but I'm gonna move you. You jump, not jump. It's not deep enough to jump into. And the wasps. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you'll allow it, that would be my movement, and I just dunk my head and sort of pop back up, and then I don't know. I mean, I'm not exactly going to be punching them, but I guess I'm just trying to smack some wasps.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty.
I mean, that will
Clank. Just two hands clap
Yeah, I was
together.
gonna say you're just kind of swatting at them and
Right. Clank.
so just sort of clapping and swinging your metal hands around. A large number of these wasps are splatted either onto your hands or have fallen to the ground. The wasp swarm is decidedly thinner. Some of them sort of bang at the doors, the door behind them, but most of them are still sort of flying around, looking like they hate you because they're wasps, and wasps hate everything. Anything else? Bonus action or anything?
Yeah, bonus action. Son of a bitch. Stay back, everyone. These things are little bastards.
Is that accompanied by something or just
Mm,
to speak?
that is
Okay.
the entirety of my bonus action.
Okay, got it. Arlen, you're up.
Arlen is let's see. Where Arlen is going to just cast minor illusion on this little like shelf next to the wasps of just like a bouquet of very nice, delicious flowers to try to distract them. I
Right.
understand that these are not honeybees, and this is not going to do any good, but yeah, that's it. Does anyone have any fire?
Please take a point of inspiration because of this. The wasps bang, not, I mean, I say bang, but like a couple of them are donking into the wood of the door with fairly large thunks, and then realizing they are, I'm sorry, was there anything else you wanted to do, Arlen? I didn't.
No, that's it.
Okay. Um, realizing they cannot escape, they are going to continue their rampage throughout the kitchen. And they just sort of, much like they are bouncing off of the door, just sort of bounce off the wall. They bounce off you. There are some that are uh, basically making their way out of the water and onto the stone of the basin. Or they attacked you and missed. Is the answer. Banner. I don't know if you have any
Mhm.
reactive things or anything.
No.
Um. Ooh, I think I will. Oh shit. Oh. I think I will. I think I will do something right here. Um. Can I stand here at this corner of the table?
Yeah.
Um. I will. I. Hmm. I will dip into the pouch at my waist, roll the contents together in my hands, and then blow. Which, okay, well, there it goes.
Okay.
Why, why is it marked on my sheet? What's that mean?
I don't know what you mean.
I have color spray highlighted on my spell list.
It's one of your arcane trickster spells. I don't know why it would be highlighted though.
Does that meet? Hang on. Okay. Why do I highlight it?
Might just be a weird roll 20 artifact. Go ahead and roll the 6d10, although it is exceedingly unlikely that you will not affect these wasps. Oh yeah. The the wasps seem to just they stop flying. Whatever, like the ones that have been donking into the door just sort of stop, and they are clearly not able to do anything at this point. They're clearly blind. Anything else,
That's
Ponyta?
it.
Okay. Hemlock.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast a cloud of wasps.
Those will both hit.
Okay. Oh.
The wasps that have settled onto the door and a couple panels out of the door are reduced to paste. This-
The
the
black mist just curls out in little tiny hands and claws and grasps each wasp and crushes them, and they drop.
Jesus.
After a moment, the wasps that have survived this onslaught do make their way out of the holes that have been punched in the door, and back into the remains of their nest. Oh, hey, by the way, there's a big old swarm out there.
I am terribly sorry, everyone. Vansel, you could not have come over here and used that cigarette to blow a big fat cloud of smoke and get rid of them?
I mean, maybe I could have, but like, I mean, I got no pants on, and I really did not want to risk getting stung. You know what I mean? Plus, you guys,
Oh,
Why not?
seem to, you guys had it under
Life
control, right?
enhancement.
Wait, what?
I said, why not?
Was there anything else behind that door, or was it just a wasp nest?
Oh, I mean, I never went down that way, so.
I
Well, that's
wasn't
not true. I
asking
mean,
you.
oh,
Sorry, that came out snarkier than I meant it to. I was just meaning if Banner saw anything else over there.
looks like stairs down, perhaps an outside path to a cellar. Let's finish investigating inside the house, and then we will take a look outside.
Do 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 do. I'll head over and check out this door.
Vansel, you will wait here while we investigate the house?
I mean, I guess I would. You said you killed Bavlorna, so like.
I believe there's some clothes upstairs if you wanted to rifle through the hag's things.
Looks like they got some brewskis in here, maybe.
Very, very astute, very accurate. A contraption of copper tubes and glass jars and all sorts of weird whistling connections to a pot-bellied boiler in the middle feeds a strange sort of sweet, very pungent feed. Manny's is going home.
Woohoo!
They are free. These copper tubes are feeding a slowly dripping, very smelly liquid into a series of buckets that are um, that are scattered around the floor. There are various tools thrown somewhat haphazardly on a table in the corner, and the sort of large central copper vat has a slowly smoldering fire and coals underneath it, similar to the coals that Hemlock and Banner would have seen at um, feeding the cauldron that you two saw.
I've ducked back into the kitchen,
Mhm.
and I'll just gesture to Vance. You may actually want to wait in there, and I'll gesture to the door that I came from, and then walk back through it to join the group.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Where
just
he's
telling
trying
him
to send
he may want to wait in the room with the booze.
Oh. um he sort of follows you down the hallway and in here. Oh. Oh man, this is woo. Woo. Yeah, when I say that this contraption smells very bad, it smells what's the word I'm looking for? It's very wet. It's very musty and almost moldy smelling. Like if you've ever had to deal with, I'll say moldy hay, but like think the smell of wet leaves, like when it's rained on leaves for a while and like you're pulling them out of like a gutter or something like that. That sort of really mildewy wet smell. That's what it smells like in here. Uh,
Anyone find anything interesting in here?
Mm-mm.
I can't focus on anything with this smell. I'm gonna go through this door.
Mm.
the only thing that stands out in the room that you are exiting is is the sort of the alcohol that is clearly being brewed here. It smells. I just broke a rubber band. It smells very much like very, very rot gut booze. Um, this room has two further exits. Above each door, mounted on a wooden plaque, is a severed goblin head with its mouth agape. There are other furnishings to this very fancy dining room full of mismatched chairs. There is a sideboard and a couple of cupboards. Much like the rest of the house, the food here has been left to rot on these plates. The smell is not as bad as the distillery, but still not great. The candles that uh, light the room from a chandelier on the ceiling have burned down and almost burned all the way out for the most part. It looks like that they have been, judging from the wax drip all the way down, they were lit and then just never put out. Like this room maybe saw some use and then was just never cleaned up and forgotten. Um, the the one thing, Arlen, that you notice immediately is that in each of these very grotesque severed heads, one of Bavlorna's Lornlings was clearly at some point hiding in these weird trophies. But as with the ones you saw, they have since passed and begun their rapid decomposition.
Oh. We got some heads in here. Oh boy.
I don't suppose looking at them reveals anything important.
No, there are no writings, no magical auras. There's nothing. This is just a dining room full of discarded food, and probably these two little critters were here to keep a watch and potentially report to Bevlarna, but with her passing, they have lost the ability to do that.
Hmm. Just gonna walk through here.
Find yourselves back in the hallway, which you came up. You see once again the mirror that uh, shows your own reflection, but um, minus any sort of emotive or emotion action. Your faces stare placidly back at you from the mirror.
Sneer again and then open this next door.
That is the room here is probably the cleanest in the cottage that you have encountered thus far. The the same sort of mold and sort of wetness permeates the room, but there are no plates, no dishes, no rotting food. Uh, while there is a fine layer of dust, it is largely undisturbed, and the room itself is made up and clean. There are shadow boxes hanging on the walls to either side of the bed, most of which contain a a rather grotesque array of little, well, tiny rather, humanoids, tiny little winged individuals who have been pinned like a butterfly collection to the back of these shadow boxes. Their faces are uh, somewhat contorted and unpleasant, but somehow their forms have been preserved. There are a few of the shadow boxes over the bed where the glass has been shattered, um, and whatever was inside may have been taken.
And relative to the rest of the home, this room is in pretty good shape.
Correct. This room is the cleanest. The first thing that stands out is everywhere that you have seen or would have seen Bavlorna, like her room, the study where you fought her, the dining room, there's plates and food everywhere. This room does not have that. This room it looks almost unused, but still not in great shape.
Do you think maybe we might be able to find out whose house this originally was? I can't imagine Bevlona was the primary owner. And I'd like to start rifling through drawers, see if I can find anything to indicate whose house this is.
Make an investigation check. Okay. You begin to go over the um, bookshelves and peer through the broken shadow boxes and sort of turn over the ones containing the pinned pixies. The backs of the shadow boxes are all marked with the same sort of scratched initials B and B that you saw on the chest. The collected pixies are clearly some of Bavlorna's work. However, in one of the broken shadow boxes, which lacks that sort of signature, there is the remnants of a small portrait. There are a few small pieces of linen or wool that look like they were once some sort of article of clothing that was placed into the shadow box and eventually ripped. And in what remains of the portrait, you can see a pale-skinned, dark-haired, elven-ish looking woman. It's hard to say because of the damage to the portrait, but it almost resembles the person. You can't quite be sure, but it almost resembles the person that you saw outside of the Witchlight Carnival 8 years ago when the carnival was packing up. There are a couple other individuals in the portrait with them, and the only one who has enough to identify is wrapped around the waist of this elven woman is an arm that is unmistakably Bavlorna. Her sort of greenish, froggy skin with the sort of growth of mold and other things is very recognizable. And there are the lower halves of a few other individuals, but not enough to make any sort of identification.
Does this woman look at all like the woman we saw earlier who vanished, or completely different?
Charm, the woman who was having tea with
Yeah,
Bavlorna,
yeah.
does not at all. Charm had very gray skin and sort of more, how do I want to put this? More humanish features than this individual does. This individual has much finer kind of, well, like I said, more elven features, and also just has considerably paler skin. There
Got it.
is a small mark on their cheek, I mean, some sort of design, makeup, or tattoo or something that was not on Charm's face.
You don't suppose this might be an illustration of the old queen of this realm, by chance? That seems very far-fetched, but very possible.
Yes,
I mean, this house was probably someone else's before it was Bavlorna's, but like the queen had a castle though, right?
Don't know enough about this place to make that sort of assumption.
Yes,
Perhaps you're right.
You all were told that there is and again, you all did see when you arrived here in Hither a palace through the clouds.
Thank you.
I didn't know if you remembered or not. Sorry.
Yes,
that was
well,
a while ago.
one way or the other, I do not know. And just because we have found this picture does not mean that the one woman that we can identify is in fact the owner of the house. Maybe someone else in the picture is in fact the homeowner. But one thing is for certain. This was the woman outside the carnival 8 years ago.
Outside the carnival.
Yes, I don't know if you recall, but I believe when Alan and I were playing chess, yes, there was a woman who arrived. I believe this was her. Although what that gets us, I do not know. We already know that there is a connection between this place and the strange events of the carnival. After all, I have found a button from Harold's coat, and now that I think about it, and Banner pulls out the Witchlight Carnival ticket and the name on it, and this is the person Harold was coming to see. So, and after all, got found their wings here. So I don't know that we need to make any more connections between this place and that. But it would have been nice, and perhaps we still can find out who this home belongs to, so that we might let them know that they are free to inhabit it once again, if that is their wish.
Wise.
Okay.
Do we think that the person in this picture is the person whose name is on this ticket?
Hmm.
I think it's Sibilna. Court just points at the photo.
Yes, that's astute.
I think this is a good time to take our break.
Sweet.
Excellent.
15 minutes back at 11:20.
Cool.
Thank you.
Oh boy. How we doing? How's everybody feeling so far?
Good. Very good. Gonna uncover all the mysteries of this home and then figure out what our next steps are.
It's kind of funny how You all are standing in this bedroom. The walls covered in shadow boxes full of um, dead pixies pinned like butterflies in some sort of grotesque collection. The the ruined portrait uh, of Bavlorna Blightstraw, former occupant of this cottage, with well, part of her her arm wrapped around a an elven figure that some of you recognized from the past, and a uh, um, basically the cleanest room in the cottage that you have seen thus far.
I'm gonna say
Having
some nice things in this room to the deceased and then leave.
okay, having you are reasonably certain that you have explored the entirety of this level of the cottage at this point. And as you return to the study, the strangely glowing sort of ball of light that you all had encountered, or not encountered, that you had noticed when you were up in Bavlorna's bedroom, is sort of just hovering over the corpse of Bavlorna Blightstraw. You have had some experience with these wisp creatures before, at the wells. This one is it's a little different. It's not quite as the the light is not quite as diffusive. I guess it's not as sparkly, but it is still just sort of hovering over the corpse of Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Hey, pal. Um, is there something we can do for you, or I don't know if you can talk or not. Um,
The sound from this creature, it's speaking in Sylvan, so Arlen, you can understand it. Um, it's sort of musical, but definitely melancholy is the word I'm looking for. So it's finally done. Then I no longer have to guard her things. You you really did it.
uh, yeah, I mean, it wasn't as hard as we really expected. Um, I mean, I was pretty scared, but you know, uh, goes to show what the power of friendship and all that jazz can do. Um, what do you think you're gonna do now?
Still bound here, the chest that you took the things from, the one upstairs, that was
Mm-hmm.
my to watch, but you had the key, so I didn't have to do anything. I suppose I will stay here.
Hmm. Um, do you know much anything about the stuff that was in there? Like, I mean, the doll that looks like our friends. Is that our friends just like turned into a doll? Please tell me it's not, because that's weird.
I don't know. I don't think so. I know I listened to Bavlorna speak about it a few times. She stole it from one of her sisters. I don't
Yes.
believe it's I don't believe it's anyone. I think it's just a doll.
Hmm.
So was it just Bavlorna stealing or taking or luring?
Well, it was probably all of the sisters. I
Mm,
bet like a different sister took the twins, and I'm not convinced that this doll is not them, which is very weird for me. But um, do you know
Why so
which
macabre?
sister she took this from?
Um, I I it's it's the youngest one, I think. Endlin is her name.
Did you say? Oh, okay. So was that Gwendolyn or Indolin?
Endlin. I put it.
That's ominous.
It's her youngest sister. I mean, they
Well,
don't get along, all of them. I think the cat is hers as well.
The cat is Indolin's? Maybe we take the cat back to Indolin and be like, "Hey, we found your cat. By the way, give us all our stuff back or you're going to die."
What?
You are suggesting that we take this woman back her dead cat.
Oh,
Cat
is it
stares
the
at you impetuously, scratches itself, and then stretches out.
maybe it was always like this.
No,
Yeah, perhaps.
no, no. This cat is a masterwork of um, reappropriation of deceased material.
maybe that's
And
just how she likes it.
Perhaps, but this cat was not always like this.
you are an expert in reappropriation of dead material?
Uh, Um, well, not a master. Just a student.
Hmm.
My father is significantly better than I.
The family business.
Mm, well, sort of.
You are still a better chess player.
I appreciate your flattery.
Yeah, but it is true. So, who
Wait,
would like
so
to take...
oh, sorry. This is kind of, well, it's not really off topic, but it is not like towards a plan or anything. I was just curious, like, were your family taxidermists? Because that doesn't really explain like the ghosty shit.
Um, I, if I would be more than happy to explain all of that, but I feel as if there is a spirit here that is in need of rest, and we are possibly capable of offering it, and we should handle that as quickly as we can.
Oh yeah, yeah. Focusing on the task at hand.
Yes.
Keeping your eye on the tunnel.
Can we do anything for you? Talking to the Wiz.
Um, there, there must have been some trinket, something that Pavlorna used to bind me here. I don't suppose you found something like that.
Is it a locket with hair in it?
If the hair is golden, then it would perhaps be mine.
Good news.
Ding ding ding.
I believe I handed that to like Arlen.
Arlen will pat like all around his jacket and stuff and pull it out. So do I need to like destroy it or like give it to you or perform like a ritual or something?
I mean, should just need to destroy it and I should be able to rest. I don't know. I mean, I've served here so long, I'm sure my family is gone, so any place is as good as another.
Well, I mean, rest sounds nice. I could use a nap. Okay. Well, give me a minute. We're gonna do this properly, not willy-nilly. And Arlen will sit down and like draw out like an arcane like sigil, like what he uses whenever he performs like uh seances and stuff, and set his candle in the middle, and then like kind of like with an air of like calmness and seriousness that you rarely see on Arlen. He like opens the locket and I mean, I hope that this turns out well for you. I'm sure it will. That makes it sound like it might not. Rest is nice. Is there anything you'd like to say before you venture forth into whatever comes next?
I suppose just thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for this and for helping here in Hither. It has been a very long time since there has been anyone with the willingness to do so.
Well, I wish that our intentions were purely altruistic. There is a bit of selfishness to it, but if we can help while we help ourselves, then that is uh, all the better. Um, Thank you for not attacking us. Uh, Good luck in your next adventure. What
You
was
had
your
the key.
name? Arlen. What was your name before, in case that way we can remember.
My name was Lareth.
Lareth. Well, uh, fair journeys, Lareth. And Arlen will take the lock of hair and uh, lower it into the wick of the to the flame of the candle and burn it.
It goes up quickly, and as it does, the um, fluorescent, the sphere of light that is this will-o-wisp, as the hair burns, so too does this golden light that encapsulates this creature, and left behind for just the briefest moment is the sort of light translucent form of a pixie, of a tiny little winged humanoid shaped similar to Court but considerably smaller, and they wave in thanks, and as the smoke curls away from the last bit of the candle and the burning hair, the transparent form the of Lareth the pixie also curls away.
Well done.
Uh, I don't believe there's anything else we need to see in the house. Anyone care to check the stairs down and out of the kitchen where we encountered the wasps?
Yeah, I was gonna say, might as well go through those stairs since we came up through the other stairs.
Wonderful.
Before you do that,
Mhm.
I will move you all to the next part of the map. 2 questions. One, uh, Vansel will move to follow you, so unless you are planning on forcing him to stay here, what are you doing with the cat,
I
if
want to try to
anything?
take it.
Arlen got a little friend, and Hemlock wants one too.
I mean, I've already got my bat, but
Is the cat willing and wanting?
The cat will certainly go with you. I just wanted to make sure I knew what was going on with the cat.
Sounds like the cat's coming with us.
Grab you all at once. Okay, this actually will not work. Well, I mean, I can. Put you all back in here, and then I can just get rid of this door. The stairs that you all go down, the wasps sort of buzz a little angrily at you, but do not move to actually interfere with you at all. The stairs are very, very rickety. They are, I mean, Banner, you put your weight on some of them, and you're not sure they're going to actually support you.
Mm-hmm.
You do manage to get down. It's very slow going. A couple of times the stairs break away, but you all are smart enough to, oh god, I accidentally dragged Bavlorna down here. The stairs do lead back down to the room that you all came in through. Morgort sees you come down through that door, and for half a second she turns around with the dagger that Court, the dagger that you handed her. Oh, well. Welcome back, I guess. We have guests, new friends. Hello. Oh, hey. How's it going?
the witch is slain.
Yes. Court mentioned that earlier.
I suppose your people are free, as should be their will. They may do as they please. Looking at Arlen.
Yeah, I don't intend to be any kind of tyrant or anything like that. I think you all have good head on your shoulders. The murdering and treachery, not so good. All the dead kings, I'm sure that they aren't happy about being dead, but like, that's wisdom. So like, I recommend, setting up kind of like a people's democracy of some kind. Everybody gets to make a part in the decisions. Um, so yeah, like y'all are, your own people. I'm not gonna try and come in here and like, rule over you or anything like that. Like, really, that was just like a ploy to stop everything at the time. So like, uh. Well, yeah, I'll check in with y'all every now and then, but like, y'all know what y'all need to do. So
Well, Arlen, if I may, I'm sure we still have a bit of the house on the outside to check out, but I'm sure we will see them soon. After all, we have that to return. And I will point to the elk skeleton head.
The stag skull for
Yeah,
Clapperclaw.
yeah, for Clapperclaw.
Uh,
So I'm sure we will see them shortly.
Yeah, for sure. Illig, why don't you head or not? This isn't Illig. This is
Morgort.
Morgort.
Sorry, her
Morgort.
name is through the wall. Do you
Uh,
not see her name tag? I thought I turned that on for you. Nope, you don't. It
no, we
turned
don't.
off. My bad.
Morgort. I mean, there's not really any threat here anymore. I mean, if you want to head back and like, fill in the Soggy Bottom boys on what was going on.
I can do that. Are you sure you want to stay here?
I mean, we'll just clear out, check the other places, and then we'll meet back up with you. At the throne room.
Okay. Do you want me to lead the skiff? We only brought the one.
Oh yeah. Well, then in that case, we'll be quick. We'll all head back together. No worries.
Speaking of the skiff, are we interested at all in assisting with the Mero problem? Or do you think we're capable of doing such?
The what?
They spoke of corrupted fish folk under the surface of the water.
Court kind of does a shrug and looks at everyone else.
With your highness' permission, I think perhaps that is something that we will inquire with the court when we return to inform them of the freedom from the former Hague.
Yeah. We'll talk with them. I'm, what kind of king would I be if I just left my people to get eaten by sharkfish people or whatever?
All right.
Shall I just wait for you here then? Where and she sort of returns to the spot where she's been standing the whole time.
Yes. Thank you, Morgort.
We shouldn't be long.
Ted, real quick. Oh wait, never mind. I remember what's in the mirror. We're good.
Okay.
Keep this dude company.
Oh, Arlen will head on through this door.
This is a large cupboard standing alone in a dark room. The same sort of mold-covered floors. No dishes, and this is more musty than anything else. But the cupboard itself is very ornately made. There is fine scrollwork, engraved on the doors, and embossed is what you do to leather, but it's painted with the carving is gold painted to give a contrast. Very nice. The panel itself on the front of the door is inlaid with a silver hourglass sigil. But that is it. That there is just a single cupboard standing in the middle of this room.
Well, you know what cupboards are good for is being
Caution,
opened.
maybe?
I will.
I mage hand it open.
The cupboard would appear to be locked.
Oh.
Thinking
there
you can
Does
get us in
anyone
here?
have a key, by the way?
Maybe it's like a one key fits all kind of thing.
I try
Probably
the
not.
key I already have.
You go to try the key that you have, but there is no keyhole here.
Oh.
The
Well, maybe we busted open. Hey, Hemlock, is this thing magic?
For a moment, he jumps aback like you were suggesting he busted open, but then he just adjusts his spectacle and observes.
I just don't want to tell, Banner to break this thing, and he let out like some foul plague that devours our souls or something.
No, that's an adequate
Listen,
precaution.
I said I was sorry about the wasps.
Yeah, I'll cast detect magic.
There is nothing magical on the cupboard itself. There is a faint magical aura coming from inside.
Well,
Honestly, yeah.
complicated news. It seems as if breaking it open might not do anything harmful, but perhaps whatever is inside might. No way of knowing, really. He focuses and tries to determine what school of magic that might be.
I believe it is conjuration.
Uh-oh.
I have to double check. It might be it's evocation. I apologize.
Oh! I would say that the threat that this possibly poses has jumped from a 20% to 60%. But if we're still interested, I mean, this could mean anything still. What's
I kick it.
I mean,
Did you-
healing
did you-
magic is evocation too, so.
You said 16, right?
The cupboard shakes. The cupboard shakes. You can hear a few things rattle around inside, but nothing explodes.
Well, it didn't open it.
Banner?
Yes.
This might
What's
be
going
a
on in there?
bronze answer to the question. Oh, where are you
Our
going? Oh,
favorite
there you are.
hunky guy.
What is there a chest set? Oh, yes. Pardon me. Let me. I will. I guess try and just rip the door right off. And Banner holds his palms out in front of his face and makes a sound and a head gesture as if he were spitting in both of his hands, and and rubs nothing together, and then goes to rip the front of this thing off.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Does Banner accept marriage proposals?
There's one way to find out.
Hey.
The doors. This cabinet is sturdily made. The doors take a moment. You do eventually force your way. It's a little louder and takes a little longer than you would have expected for this for a cabinet of this size. Inside, the cabinet has those old like office mailboxes where it's like little cubbies, rows of cubbies.
Mhm.
That's that is what the inside of this looks like. A series of small compartments, each one full of pouches or other tiny containers, all except one, which contains a teacup-sized version of the cast iron cauldron that you and Hemlock saw, the one with the 6 legs.
Hemlock, look at this. Looks like it looks like a tiny version of the Of the cauldron we saw before we flew over to the soggy court.
So it does. Arlen?
Yeah.
He pulls out one of the parchment scrolls.
Oh yeah, cool.
All right, so this is how I was taught. And he'll like hand you the pearl and like, you're a bard, you could already cast a spell, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Arlen will cast.
Real quick. To be clear, this cauldron is not what is emanating the magic.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I
Oh.
didn't mean to give that impression. I didn't want you to burn the scroll for nothing.
No, I appreciate that. We can still definitely do this, but like, where's that magic coming from?
In one of the in one of the little cubbies, all like I said, all of which are stuffed with tiny pouches or wooden boxes. One of them pulls out into a it is a wooden box about, I don't know, 8-10 inches long. Sliding open the lid, there are a pair of glass vials full of a red shiny liquid that are stoppered shut.
Ha! I told you, evocation is healing.
I don't know what that means.
Evocation magic can do healing too.
Interesting. That is not my personal experience.
Fair. Look, these might be like potions of fireball, but I doubt it.
Unlikely, yes. This is just like a just a small functioning cauldron, yeah.
It is a teacup-sized ceramic cauldron with lid and little legs, like you saw. Inside, if you open it, there is simply a scrap of paper.
What's it say?
It just says "spittle spew" in common. Real helpful, I know.
I mean, I have a feeling.
Guys, we cracked the case.
Has anyone heard this phrase before?
Read it out loud for me.
Spittle spew.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Well, it is, as we said, like one that we saw downstairs. Perhaps it is a command word or something for something down
Let's
there.
try saying it 3 times into a mirror.
The only mirror we have is the one over there, and that goes into the House of Mirrors. I don't know if we want to try that. We might freak someone out.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, speaking of, and he's gonna like step back out here, and then like place one of his feet forward pretty deliberately and sharply and throw this door open.
The moment you open, you said this door over here, right?
Yeah, just thaumaturgy.
You throw the door open. There is a large cloud of flies that comes
What?
buzzing out of the room and sort of disperses all over the place. The smell is palpable even from here. Nothing comes charging out or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
other than the flies.
Well, I'll quietly make my way over there. And
Peering into the room, a horse's head just stares at you with glassy eyes, lips drawn back. Uh, its teeth have been filed into points,
Oh,
and it is affixed to a large 8-limbed armature made out of wicker and wire. Near it is a wooden crate. The flies, there were a significant number that escaped, but there are still flies buzzing all over this room, around which things are just sort of haphazardly thrown. There are carcasses of various animals everywhere, and against a table at the back of this weird spider horse, a table covered in an assortment of tools, some of which you recognize from your own trade: scalpels, needle, catgut thread, saws, all sorts of what other people would consider grotesque, but to Hemlock is fairly mundane
hmm
hand tools. There are also on shelves and even on the table with the tools taxidermy subjects in various states of completion. There are more of the birds that you saw in the aviary. There are just all kinds of things, none of which are moving, thankfully. All of them have the same sort of structure that those birds do, where the forms of two distinct creatures have been stitched together.
grotesque desecration of a craft. Um, and he's going to like take a look around, realize that this job is way too big for him, and then just close the door anyway.
The one thing that catches your eye, there are actually two things that catch your eye as you turn to go. One is a crate very similar to the one that Duke Illig had. Um, not Duke. I did that wrong again. Baron Illig had, clearly having come from the Soggy Court. The second is the one thing that you see, just sort of in passing, that is actually kept clean and organized. There is a small box, about the size of maybe a cigar box, full of glass eyes, which via taxidermy are all, um, you can't keep the eyes in whatever project you're working
hmm
on. What really catches your eye out of the whole thing is that among all of the glass eyes, there is a singular wooden eye painted with painted a dark color, but like the eye itself is a dark color, and then the iris is a sort of mottled red. It stands out from the rest because the others are normal animal glass eyes.
He moves very quickly back to look at it, kind of just recklessly picking up the jar and um,
Box.
turning it so that it kind of like sifts its way to the top and uh, cast detect magic.
It is in fact magical. It has some sort of divination tied to it.
I'm gonna mage hand that into my pocket.
Okay.
Put the box down and grab the other crate. Actually, push across the floor the other crate and bring it out for everyone else to see.
It is
Ooh,
fairly heavy, but you can definitely still push it. You all see Hemlock.
for Heimlich.
Well, now I can't remember the word for exit that I was coming for. That I was.
Egress?
You see Hemlock pushing this box out of this room and then close the door behind him, I'm assuming, because
Hmm.
it is a large crate, like I said, similar to the one that you saw in the Baron of Mudstump's hut. It smells kind of bad, but nothing worse than a lot of stuff in this house.
I don't know much, but perhaps this is something that might belong to your people. He's sort of like upright now and looking at Morgort.
Perhaps what is it?
I haven't the faintest idea. It just looked familiar.
Oh,
Let's open her up.
the lid is easily enough removed from this crate. There are the tools to do that here. And inside is the carcass of a spined, six-legged lizard um, of some sort that
Ooh,
is not in great shape. It has clearly been. I'm sorry, it's eight-legged, not six-legged. My bad.
How dare you?
I thought that's what you said.
I might have. I thought I said six-legged, but um, this is the carcass of some sort of lizard.
Is this familiar at all?
Anyone can make a nature check to identify it if you care enough.
Does Morgort seem to recognize?
Morgort kind of peers at it. I don't recognize it. It might be a gift from one of the various courts, or not courts, one of the various factions within the Soggy Court. Arlen, you have actually heard stories of these things, these multi-limbed lizards with these spines. If it had eyes, it might be able to turn you to stone still, even though it is dead. This is a basilisk.
As soon as he recognizes it, he looks away. Yeah, that's a basilisk. That's not good.
Put the lid back on the box.
Flies sort of diminish. I think that can stay here. Morgurt looks a little sick.
Mm-hmm.
Arlen will hop his way over to this door.
Oh, I didn't see that door. That door also would have ended up being blown open with thaumaturgy. I don't have control over which doors it opens.
Um, the walls of this room are lined with large wooden dowels coming out, on which are stacked numerous, not stacked, hung numerous rolls of cloth, skeins of yarn, all kinds of fabrics in piles in places where they should be. Um, Most of them are in reasonable shape, given the way the rest of the hut has been kept. Sitting sort of tucked behind one of the lower bolts of fabric, you. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, nothing.
Okay. Um, you see a pair of pincushions, which are only noticeable for the fact that they appear to have been made into shapes, uh, which are in fact quite intricate. Actually, one of the one of them is um, a sort of stooped shape riding a wooden rocking horse, and the other is a pincushion somehow made to look like like it's wearing an elaborate gown. Like the pins are still going through whatever clothing this pincushion has, but it has a pair of wooden wings that this pincushion is mounted to. These are very intricate for some reason.
Arlen
You
will
can stick a pin in anything, so you know.
Arlen will
Fair point.
pick them up and take them out. Uh, these are very strange pincushions. Do you think this
Well,
is
you
some kind
can
of like?
stick a pin cushion in anything.
You think these are some kind of like voodoo dolls or something?
Detect magic.
What?
What do you see with your special eye?
I'm sorry, they are not magical at all.
Okay. I suppose they might be in cultural practice, but not in any practical practice.
Well, do any of you do any sewing? You want some fancy pincushions?
Or take
I'm
some.
quite handy with a needle and thread, actually, but I don't think I will be in need of this.
You sure? You could take one. I'll take the other.
No, it's fine. I don't think I want it.
Or take
All
some.
right. Well, Court, have fun. If you create anything neat, let me know.
Were you taking both of them, Court, or just one of them?
Both.
Well, I think that's everything. We want to take a peek out on this balcony.
Isn't that where we came in?
We came in through the trapdoor where
Yeah,
the
you
cat
came up
is.
through the
Oh,
trap
right,
door.
yeah.
Careful,
Yeah.
wasp.
There is the stairway where the wasp nest was.
We came down that stairway.
That was over here.
Oh. Oh, all right. I
Wasp
gotcha.
to Cursed pincushion.
If you open that door, Arlen, you do in fact just see a balcony staring over the lake. You can see the same very high fog bank that sort of surrounds the cottage has already begun to thin. You can actually make out the shore of the Soggy Court. You are facing south, so you are facing down towards where you met Baron Illig. Whatever magic sort of secluded this place has already begun to break apart. And as you step out uh, onto the balcony, hundreds, and I do mean hundreds, of little frogs, not lornlings. These are actually just little tiny frogs. All turn to face you. They all turn at once to face you. They croak a couple times, and then on their second croak, they all jump into the lake.
Wait, where were they?
This balcony that Arlen has stepped onto was covered in frogs.
Oh,
What in the hell was that cacophony?
So many frogs.
Right? And I'm going to open the trap door and start going down.
I mean, the frogs are down there now.
I don't remember. I don't remember if I don't know if you remember, and I don't know if it makes difference. You did know that this was magical, the giant
I
lily pad.
I did, but
Okay,
I just don't think I
hundred
want to
percent
know what
fair.
it does.
Okay, uh,
Have you
and
made it known to anyone else that is magic?
No, I think that it might be magical in that it just floats there. If you want, I can tell you.
Arlen's gonna jump on the lily pad.
you jump on the lily pad. It bobs on the surface of this water, which again is not very deep, because the mirror is standing in the water. I just didn't because it was last week.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for reminding me.
This is one hell of a lily pad. Like it didn't sink at all.
It's not.
To be fair, you're not very big, little cheese.
Okay, yeah, but like I weigh more than a frog, so
The big lily pad.
I'm very tempted to waste one of the scrolls of
Go for it.
identify.
Yeah, go for it.
Arlen will cast identify on this lily pad.
This is a
Lily pad of holding up Arlen.
did that pop up for everybody? You
Yes.
Mhm.
see a bobbing
Yep.
lily pad. It's kind of like a flying carpet, but it's a lily pad.
Yep.
Whew. Also, it's a lot slower. It's a lot slower.
It's exactly what it looked like it was, which is why I did not investigate.
It's a little bit more than it looked like.
it's I mean, it's neat, but like
Arlen
It's
is
got a flying
rolling up
speed.
this lily pad.
Well,
Arlen is rolling up this lily pad and bringing it with him.
here's the question. Are we still going to be traversing pond water wherever we go or not?
I
Because
mean, we gotta
no,
go
Babylona's
to
dead.
like we gotta go to Thither and Yawn, and we have no idea what that train is gonna be like. Granted, again,
Um,
this lily pad doesn't care, but
well, Arlen's got it.
With no part of this house, this cottage, uh, unopened and unexplored, you head down uh, the ladder beneath the trapdoor, wind your way down the wet and mossy steps that lead back down to the skiff. It's a tight fit now that you have Vansel and Gloam the cat, who, while Gloam does follow you, Gloam does not seem to appreciate being held or carried and insists on having their own spot in the skiff. You are able to make your way back across the lake. I'm hoping that I'm dropping you on the right map. I am.
hey,
Wahoo!
To Downfall. Um, is there a particular place you wanted to come ashore when you do?
I think if we went towards the cauldron, we could investigate that further. I don't think that any of the courtiers are going to kill each other. I think in our absence.
Yeah, I mean that would be disobeying direct orders from their monarch. So Yeah, I am curious about this cauldron you spoke of.
Grabbing you all to put you all down there. I'm missing somebody. Go. You actually are forced to come ashore over by the tree full of very rude, very annoying sprites who seem to have settled and are no longer uh, arguing at each other. The uh, the the walk over to the cauldron is quiet. There are you don't hear any sounds of battle or anything like that. You do pass that same mushroom patch, and as you are walking by um, you were usually in a bit of a hurry the other times you passed, but poking up from behind one of the toadstools, you do see a pale blue skinned, pointed eared elf just sort of holding a flute in his hand. He waves, and Vance is like, "Oh, hey, Octavian, how's things?" And sort of pushes you all along. We should keep going. That guy's a buzzkill. And you make your way to the cauldron. Two of Hemlock and Arlen, you have already seen the cauldron. The others, it is like I said, it's about a 3 foot high cauldron. Arlen, you're pretty sure that if you wanted to, you could climb inside it and like be completely surrounded by cauldron. Why would you want to do that? No clue.
In case you want to be soup.
Arlen is gonna hop inside the cauldron.
You
Uh,
want
Hey,
to
Herb,
be
look, it's like a little room.
Before you hop in there, please take note. It looked like there's much fire underneath that cauldron.
yeah, there is clearly something bubbling away as every once in a while the lid will sort of uh, pop to one side, pop to one side, and a croak of steam will escape. There is a large wooden ladle hanging down off the lid, which has somehow not caught in the very lively and active coals underneath this cauldron.
So yeah, I mean, let's just take a little sip, see what happens.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
That was a joke.
It was pretty good.
See, you fell for it, Hemlock. I would only take a sip of this if someone offered me like, I don't know, like 5 gold.
He looks at you quite skeptically while pointing his wand at the fire to extinguish it with prestidigitation.
Fire does not go out, or rather, it goes out for just a moment, and then the coals immediately spring back to life.
Arlen looks at Hemlock and then looks at the coals and makes them even hotter and the fire even bigger with control flame.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know. Hey Cauldron, you seem to be alive. Can you talk?
There is no response from the cauldron.
Banner is going to try and pick up the wood paddle from the side of the cauldron and just remove the lid and give it a big stir and then see if he can fish anything out of there.
The ladle comes off the lid easily enough. It's just looped
Mhm.
around the little handle at the top of the lid. But the lid itself, you 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 go to remove the lid and it doesn't come off. And you kind of really try to force it, but it's not. It it does the lid does not open. Um, when you
Perhaps
do, and you kind of stand there for a second. The legs on the cauldron, like, they step down, and the cauldron lifts itself off the ground and begins to try to scuttle away.
No, hold on, Spittlespew. Just like calling out to her like it's a dog.
The cauldron starts to run off until you say the word Spittlespew, and then it stops in place and very slowly turns, deliberately walks back onto the coals and settles itself.
I'll try and open the lid again.
The lid comes off. A frothy gray-black liquid bubbles within the cauldron. It smells not great. Not terrible, not great. Smells kind of like feet.
Banner will just step away from the cauldron and sort of extend an arm out towards it. And Alin, you may drink as much as you wish.
He dared me. He dared me. Arlen is gonna get the ladle and he's gonna take a sip.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I've tried things that smell way fouler than this.
You
I
take a
don't know that I would advertise that.
You take a sip of this concoction out of the ladle, and for a moment you can begin to feel the magic sinking into your body. You can sort of feel as if your ears are just barely beginning to shrink. Your toes are growing, but you brace and shake it off. Sort of burp out probably one of the like weirdest tasting things that you have in fact had.
Okay, yeah, that potion was trying to turn me into something else. Oh boy. Oh, I think I've got some heartburn. Oh,
Seems
okay.
the sip to identify method works, though.
With its consequences.
What do you think was in that? No, I don't want to know.
Spittlespew, can you empty yourself without contaminating the environment?
The cauldron does not respond or move.
I'm gonna. Banner's gonna put the lid back on it and hang the ladle off the lid, and turn to Hemlock. Maybe the best thing is if it just locks itself up again, so that no one can mess with the contents.
Perhaps, but I have a suspicion that this item has greater utility beyond its current workload.
Ah,
It feels rather unethical to just have it empty itself into the water, doesn't it?
One way to deal with the marrows.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, but like also that would be a real fast problem solve.
I don't
Perhaps
know. I
this-
believe that would be a problem for the EPA, the the Environmental Protection SMOs.
Perhaps we discuss this with the other members of the Saki Court and see what their preference might be.
Yes.
Spittle Spew, could you follow?
The cauldron does not move.
Interesting.
You would be passingly I don't know if arcane lock is on your intended spell list, but you do know that somebody can set a lock with a password.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think of the way to phrase that at this point.
I just meant Hemlock probably realizes as this thing never responds or activates or anything that this is a weird sort of animated lock, not truly an animated object.
Okay, yeah. All right, gotcha. Well, unless Arlen intends on feeding himself more mysterious black ichor, then perhaps we let this be.
But yeah, I mean, I'm good with that.
With which part?
Oh, leaving this thing be. I've had enough black ichor for tonight.
Very well. Should we see to your people then, my liege?
Yeah, I guess so. Say, that guy by the mushrooms, you said he was a spoil sport, like, or a, I don't know what you said,
He's a
but
buzzkill. Like he's just always
Uh,
down, you know?
We could have used him with the Hornets.
Hey, that's good.
I mean, what's got him down? Like,
I mean, I knew him like a while ago. Like we used to hang out. Hey, you've been to the inn at the end of the road?
yeah, Sue.
Okay, yes. See, we used to hang out there, and dude just had a tune. It was great. Had some pipes. It was amazing. And then something happened. Like I don't know. Like I think somebody ran out on him or something, and now he's just like, uh, he's just.
I mean, maybe we can cheer him up.
I mean, you can try. I've tried. Tried a lot. Come on, I can introduce you. And he leads you back over to the toadstools. As you get within 10-ish feet of this elf, like I said, pale blue skin, dark hair, and he's leaning against one of the farther mushrooms and just sort of sighs as you walk up. Just Hansel, the satyr. Hey, Octavian, how's it going? Yeah, that good, huh? Well, we tried. Sorry.
No, hold on. Your name is Octavian?
Mm-hmm. Does it matter though?
And what brings you to this spot here?
Oh, I made a I needed some help from the ruler of this place, and now I'm sort of stuck here.
I think we have some good news for you then.
I guess.
Well, Bavlorna is dead.
Oh, okay.
And what sort of help did you need from her?
Oh, I used to have. I used to be married, and my wife passed, and then I was married again, and my husband passed, and then I was married again. I'm very old, you see, and well, I couldn't deal with the loss, so I made a deal with Bavlorna, and I probably shouldn't have. I mean, hag, you're an elf. They always tell you don't go near hags. Eh. And he sort of shrugs. And Vincel looks around at all of you, puts his hands up like, Buzzkill.
I mean, like, what kind of deal? Like,
I forgot, and I don't remember what I gave Bavlorna. I don't think I gave her anything.
that seems unlikely.
Oh, I'm sure she wanted something, but I don't think I gave it to her. Which is probably wrong. That's wrong, isn't it? I should have. Eh, she's dead now.
You know, do you still feel as if you are mourning?
No, just here.
Do you ever feel much of anything anymore?
No, no, I can't say I do. Just I'm hungry, I suppose. And he reaches up to one of the toadstools, breaks off a piece, and pops it in his mouth.
Yeah, but I mean, like, hunger is not really like a feeling. That's like your body telling you it needs to eat, but that's not like a feeling.
Orlin, might I
Oh,
have a word?
Yeah, which one you want? I'm
I just
kidding. Yeah,
step
let's.
aside with you.
What's
Perhaps
up?
your new small companion might offer him some company that might put him into some sort of spirit.
But he's my little guy. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But if he's not like immediately elated at the sight of this little guy, then it's no deal.
Very well.
Arlen will skip back over and uh I mean, okay, so I was about to say you seem like you're kind of fond of mushrooms, but that's me working on a very little amount of information, and that's just because you're hanging out by a bunch of them. But you have to promise not to eat this one. And he'll like reach up to his shoulder and like let the little mushroom get on his finger. Check out this little guy. He sings.
I got this little guy, he sings. And Octavian looks up at you and looks up at the little mushroom, stares at you. Yeah, okay. And you can see there is a scar across his chest. And he sort of scratches at it.
Oh
It
my god.
bleeds.
This
He
guy
doesn't
is
seem to notice.
heartless. Hey, Hemlock,
Yes?
you remember that chest?
We need to go back upstairs.
Oh, you didn't bring it with you?
Why would I have done that?
I mean, I just figured you might have.
No.
Okay, hey,
All
Oc-
right, it's not really been explained,
Octo.
but as much as I understand, appreciate, and can function around corpses, there is something about butchered meats that really turns my stomach.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry for assuming that then.
Of course,
Um,
naturally, it sounds absurd, and I'm acutely aware of this fact. Don't worry.
uh, Arlen will rush back up to the tower and go find the heart.
Morgort is, of course, is very happy to skiff you back there, and you can dash up to the kitchen and back. The whole trip takes you about 20 minutes. And
Oh, okay, Octavian. Sorry, I should stop trying to give people nicknames and they don't ask for one. Um, I think I know what you gave up, and I have it here. But I don't know how to give it back to you because just handing it to you sounds really weird.
right. Okay, yeah, no. What is it exactly?
Real quick though, I do need to just do kind of like a medical check on you a little bit. Just make sure like you're got your faculties. I'm gonna check this guy's like pulse. I want to see if he has a pulse.
He does, weirdly enough. It is probably more rapid than it should be, but like it seems like this guy's heart is actually racing, which is odd because that seems completely counterintuitive to his sort of
All and if necessary, I can
state.
help you in this instance.
Hmm.
But I don't think it will be.
Okay. So I think that metaphorically you gave up your ability to feel things like despair and grief and loss and that kind of thing. But in a much more real sense, I think she took like, well, I think she took your heart, my man.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's what she wanted. I said no. Yeah. Yeah, good
Well,
good catch, I
well.
guess.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I uh found I found a heart up there in her hut. Um, and you've got a scar where your heart would be. I think you still got something in there pumping your blood, cause like you got a pulse, but um, say you're like one of the Feywild elves. You wouldn't happen to be from like maybe like a wintry or court, maybe, would you? You like the
Uh,
cold, maybe. That's beside the point. I have a heart and I would like to give it back to you, but I don't know how.
uh, I mean, you could hand it to me, but I mean, you're right. That'd just be kind of weird. Just
You
the
shouldn't.
heart
You
in my
you
life.
shouldn't. I don't want you to hold your own heart in your hand.
Hmm.
I think that's probably not great.
All right.
Um, I mean, do you guys think this was some kind of like, I mean, magic, of course, but there's a scar. I don't know. This seems like a curse or something.
Either you can hand him his heart, or if that does not take, I am capable of assisting in a resuturing.
Okay, well, I I would say like, don't get overwhelmed by bad emotions at the aspect of holding your heart, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So here you go.
He takes the heart from you, in both of his hands. He sort of looks down at it. When he takes it, like while he's holding it, it actually beats once and then twice and then kind of goes still again. And he looks up at you. Yeah, maybe this was mine. I mean, I don't know how to, like, what do you want me to, do I eat it?
Maybe.
I think that might, because like then if that doesn't work, like what are we gonna do?
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. I
My
mean,
friend here is pretty skilled, and I mean if you felt like undergoing a surgery of some kind, I mean we could do that.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, and Banner
I,
steps forward, but this is going to hurt a lot.
I
Oh,
Hemlock doesn't work with anesthetic. Like, it's gonna hurt if this is how it goes.
I mean
yeah,
we could
yeah, I
put
mean,
you to sleep and uh
I
no, I
can
mean,
do
I guess I could just write out this curse. I mean, it's fine.
I mean, I don't want to just leave somebody cursed when we have the solution close by.
I do know how to. Well, Sir Talavar offered a solution for removing curses. I perhaps it would work.
I mean, I feel like that's our best bet, because, like, I don't know. This definitely seems like it is a curse. There's just a physical aspect to it, too. Like, there's a lot of risk with the surgery, so if we could do magic instead, that would be great.
What does detect magic give me here? If I use the remove curse, then then my charm is gone, which I'm uh would prefer not to do, but I also don't want to leave this guy like this.
There is an aura of necromancy magic peering at him, both around him and around the heart that he holds in his hand. There is also a similar aura. The sort of, I think I described it previously as like a magical signature. You saw it around Court when their wings, when his wings were gone. The same sort of aura that you'd sort of seen here and there in Prismere in general, and sort of um, with the full understanding that it was Bavlorna that took Court's wings. Uh, Understand that this is the same sort of curse that was on Court. But not exactly the same, because Octavian has admitted to breaking a deal.
I mean, I could try, like, just dispelling magic, but, like, I don't know if that would work on a curse. I'll try that first, and if that doesn't work, we'll go from there. And Arlen will attempt to dispel magic on this effect.
Make a charisma check.
Okay.
Or spell casting ability check. So you also get your jack of all trades. The heart in Octavian's hands dissolves in a weird and somehow unsettling, even though this is just a heart and not an individual. It's just sort of melts into his hands. And a moment later, it another heart is in his hands. This one is considerably smaller and definitely definitely not in great shape. This is a dead, desiccated lump of flesh, vaguely in the shape of a heart. It
Banner turns to Court and just says, "This is why humanoids throw up so much."
So much.
By Banner standards.
Yeah, yeah.
You could be onto something there, bud.
Octavian looks down at the heart in his hands, and his eyes go wide, and he throws it on the ground. Huh! Huh! What is? Huh! What is? That's not mine. Pencil. What? What happened? I think the little dude. I think the little dude broke the magic or something.
Well done, Arlen.
Vansel,
Ooh.
please have some respect. Think the king broke the magic.
Oh, right. My bad. My bad. King Little Dude broke the magic.
I like it. Add that to my no, epitaph isn't the right word.
Honorifics?
Yeah.
Idol.
I feel like there's a fancier word for like the series.
Is it
of titles.
honorifics?
Honorifics. A bunch of honorifics compose the word that I'm thinking of. I think I might be wrong. But yeah. So, I mean, are you feeling better now? I mean, you reacted, so that's nice.
He gets himself to a sitting position and then just throws his arms around you. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my god, this is so much better. Oh,
good.
oh I
I'm
can
glad. I'm glad.
this is here. I want you to take these. I don't want to have to play these things anymore. They're just thank you. And he just starts like hugging you and just
Oh,
okay. Well,
that's thanks. That's very nice of you. Now, I mean, there's a final test just to make sure everything's hunky dory. I'm gonna pull the little mushroom guy off. This little guy will sing you a tune now that you have your heart back.
this little guy will sing you a tune now that you have your heart back. Octavian picks up the like very gingerly cups the mushroom in both hands and like holds him up and starts spinning around, and the two of them just sing that over and over and over 4 or 5 times before he hands your little friend back to you. Oh boy, man, I have lost a lot of friends, but I'm alive and I can
Well, now you get to embark on the journey of rediscovering those friendships.
Yes, yes. Vansel, let's go find Sue. We should do a show. We can do a gig. What do you think? Uh, I guess. Vansel, you don't have pants on. We'll worry about that later. Thank you all. Again, thank you all very much. I'm I'm just I'm glad there's somebody here doing good again.
Court does a thumbs up.
Vansel, for his part, goes over to a tree and pulls down a few um, a few of the larger, shinier leaves and whispers something to them and hands one to each of you. I don't have a lot, especially not for something as valuable as yours truly's life. But thanks so much for getting me out of that meat locker. I'm gonna get Octavian somewhere safe for, I guess.
Hey, will you do me a favor, bud?
Yeah,
Grab another one of those leaves.
yeah.
Cover yourself.
He puts it over his face.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, right. I mean, okay, but I need my other hand to here. And he hands you each a leaf. Yeah. The magic will only last for a day or so, but you know, just thank you. Thank you for getting me out of the cage. Thank you for dealing with Bavlorna. Thank you for everything you've done. Uh, and for the next 24 hours, these will each count as a stone of good luck that does not require attunement.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Ooh, neat.
And so, arm in arm, Octavian and Vencel the Satyr, who is very gingerly holding one of these leaves in one hand, covering himself, and looped around arm in arm with Octavian, they go skipping off, singing a very, very sort of disjointed song that they are clearly in the process of writing. And you can hear them talking. You can hear the verses beginning to form and recognize your own countenances. There's King Little Guy brought the mushroom. No, we're not going to ever find anything that rhymes with mushroom, dude. What are you doing? You just got your heart back. You really think you're the lyrics guy? Let me try this.
Arlen just shouts, "Plush room." Well, room kind of no, that doesn't work. Because mushroom, room. Workshop it. You'll find something.
And I think on this quest completed happy note is where we're going to call it for this week. I
All
hope
right.
everybody had a good time. There were some kind of wacky encounters in there, some of which were a little more clear, a little more fun. I definitely enjoyed the mannequin a little bit, but goodbye,
Mannequin
Craig.
was very good.
Eventually, it's going to be a problem that all of my